Hello and welcome 2016. Let's get to some unfinished business known as my December favorites video and start off this year on a positive note. First off, the most important thing, Netflix. Because let's be honest, that's how I'm spending most of my time this holiday season. And always. A few months ago, John Mulaney put out this awesome new comedy special. I love John Mulaney. And this new special, The Comeback Kid, is amazing. It's everything I wanted it to be and more, especially because John Mulaney's always been a really big inspiration to me and he's the reason I got into comedy in the first place. I had to watch The Comeback Kid twice to get through all of the jokes I missed from laughing too hard the first time I watched it, which is a pretty good benchmark for how good this comedy special is. I also finally decided to watch The Gilmore Girls because this slice of life drama, comedy, fast-paced thing is great, and I kind of felt left out of the cultural narrative that was left in its wake that people are still talking about. But I was a little bit too young for it while it was airing, and I decided it was time to rectify this situation. The story just follows the people going about their ordinary lives, this mother and daughter, and it's funny and fast-paced, and it's all very believable, which I really liked because a lot of shows think that they need some contrived special thing to set everything in motion, this big plot line, this big unusual idea, but these are just people and they're funny and kind and a little bit messed up with a dysfunctional family, but it was all very good. Finally, my last Netflix favorite selection, Jane the Virgin. Jane the Virgin is such a good show. The drama, satires, telenovelas, so everything is super intense and ridiculously high stakes, and it's just so good. It's hilarious. It's ridiculous because everything is intense and high stakes, and I love it. Like, the soap opera intensity makes it addictive, but every single moment is hilarious because it's making fun of the fact that it's a soap opera, and the premise of a virgin mother is great because it opens up these doors to pregnancy and motherhood jokes and jokes about the Catholic Church because, of course, the Virgin Jane and the Virgin Mary, and she is a Latina woman in Florida who is very religious as well, so it's very funny. I would 10 out of 10 recommend because Jane the Virgin satisfies both the hopeless romantic and the cynical comedian inside of me, which are constantly at odds. On to my bookish favorites. I continue my nonfiction kick with Charlie Wilson's War by George Cryle. It's all about this covert war fought in Afghanistan by the United States in the 1980s. And it reads like this contrived and ridiculous idea with far too many characters to follow. It reads like bad fiction, really, but it's ridiculous because it's all true with these larger-than-life characters and these odd little plot strings that get tied up quickly, and it's hard to believe it's nonfiction, but it's really good. It's just excellently written, and it's almost impossible to be bored, even for a second. Oh, I've also been reading the Scott Pilgrim series by Brian O'Malley. I've seen the movie before, and the movie perfectly adapts the first 3 graphic novels. It's funny and poignant, and the artwork for these graphic novels is just absolutely beautiful. Like this, beautiful. And it's just, I love how the novels explore how past relationships affect current ones and how people change and evolve over time and how everyone has a baggage that they have to carry and other people can help carry it. And this is all while staging ridiculous anime-style fights between Scott Pilgrim and the 7 evil exes of his lovely and mysterious girlfriend, Ramona Flowers. In YouTube favorites, I have been loving Juice from the Box, who just hit 1,000 subscribers. He makes hilarious, energetic, and nerdy videos which often focus on and criticize the DC universe, which he clearly loves and I am also a fan of. And so if you love the DC universe or The Walking Dead or having a good time, you should totally check him out. Oh, also in YouTube news, Project for Awesome happened and it was awesome. I was featured this year. And also, it was fun to watch the live stream and learn about all of these interesting and cool charities, and I am so happy because some of my friends also got featured, and it was all a super good time. I loved it. And in world news, because I love to have a world news favorite, but sometimes the world news is depressing and disappointing, and it's hard to pick a favorite out of all of the terrible things that happened. But Saudi Arabia had elections, and for the first time, women were allowed to